Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive on the Smartstitch S-1000. Now this is a commercial embroidery machine that seems to sit right in that sweet spot between a serious hobby and a full-blown professional business. So let's see what it's really all about. So let me ask you this. Are you a dedicated crafter who's just hitting the ceiling of what your single needle machine can do? Or maybe you're already running a small business and you're thinking, I need to speed things up. If that sounds like you, then yeah, you're in the right place. Okay, so Smartstitch is calling this a new generation machine. But what does that actually mean? Well, the two big phrases they use are compact size and lighter weight. What they're really trying to say is, hey, this isn't some giant, scary industrial monster. It's designed to be a bit more approachable, maybe for a home studio or a smaller workshop. All right, let's get into the good stuff, what this machine can actually do. We're about to look at some numbers and specs, but let's break down what they mean for you and your projects in the real world.
10. That's 10 needles. Now, if you're coming from a single needle machine, this is an absolute game changer. It means you can load up 10 different thread colors at once, and the machine just switches between them automatically. This completely slashes the time you'd spend manually changing threads for those beautiful, complex, multicolor designs.
1,200. That's stitches per minute, or SPM. And this number, it's all about one thing: pure, raw speed. This is the engine that lets you power through projects, get orders done, and operate at a genuine commercial pace. And how about this one? 100 million. That's the stitch memory. Having a massive memory like this means you can store a huge library of your most complex, most used designs right on the machine itself. You can just pull them up and start stitching. No fuss. You know, it's not just about brute force, it's also about working smarter. Features like auto thread trimming and auto color changing, they just take all that tedious, repetitive stuff off your plate. Thread break detection is a lifesaver. It pauses everything so you can fix a problem without ruining your work. And laser positioning? That's just genius for getting your designs perfectly centered every single time. No more guesswork. So where does the S-1001 fit in the grand scheme of things? Well, this chart really lays it out. You can see it has fewer needles and a slightly smaller embroidery area than its bigger brothers, the S-1201 and S-1501. But what's really interesting here is the max speed. It's the exact same 1,200 SPM. This tells you it's designed to be the powerful, yet more compact, entry point into their commercial lineup. A powerful machine is one thing, but can you actually hit the ground running with it? This next part is all about what Smartstitch says comes in the box. They're positioning it as a complete starter pack, so you don't have to immediately go out and buy a million other things. And yeah, looking at this list, it really seems like they're trying to give you an out-of-the-box solution. You're getting t-shirt frames, the whole cap embroidery setup, flat embroidery devices. It even comes with a stand, a toolbox, and a starter kit with essentials like threads and stabilizers. Pretty comprehensive. And what can you actually make with all that gear? Well, this machine is built for versatility. I mean, we're talking about the heavy hitters here. Materials like denim, canvas, even leather, which can really give hobby machines a hard time. That just blows the doors wide open for the kinds of products you can create, from custom hats and bags to intricate patches for jackets. Okay, let's be real. Buying a commercial machine like this can be intimidating, right? The big fear is always, am I going to be able to figure this thing out? The learning curve is a real concern. So let's look at how the company says they'll support you once you've made the purchase. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If you're upgrading from something simpler, you're probably wondering just how complicated this beast is going to be. And to their credit, the company tackles this question head-on in their FAQ. And there it is. A very confident, definitely no. They're not messing around here. They're clearly banking on the machine's user-friendly interface to make that transition smooth. Now, that's a pretty big claim, so let's see how they plan to back that up. So they've set up this whole ecosystem of support. You get the basics, of course, manuals and video training, but then they layer on online help from actual engineers, the availability of local tech support, and this Smartstitch Embroidery Machine Club, which is a user group. And honestly, a community of other users can be an absolutely fantastic resource for real-world tips and advice. Okay, let's talk about something super important but maybe a little less exciting, the return policy. If for some reason you need to send this machine back, they are very specific. The big takeaway here is you need to keep everything. And I mean everything. The original wooden pallet it shipped on, all the boxes, even the little metal buckles and bolts. They require photos and videos to prove it's all packed up just right. It's a crucial detail to know before you buy.
So we've looked at the specs, the features, what's in the box, and the support system. Now we get to the big question. Let's put it all together. Is this the right upgrade for you?
This chart really puts the leap you'd be making into perspective. Think about it. You're going from slow, single needle work where you're constantly stopping to manually change threads, to fast, automated production at 1,200 stitches per minute with 10 needles ready to go. You're going from being limited to pretty basic fabrics to having the power and versatility to tackle thick, tough materials. It's a fundamental change in your workflow and what you're able to create.
So who is this for, really? Well, it seems to be for anyone who's standing at a kind of creative crossroads. The serious hobbyist who's just tired of the bottlenecks. The crafter who wants to start selling new things like hats or sturdy bags. And definitely the small business that needs to go from making one thing at a time to actually fulfilling orders efficiently. If you're just plain frustrated by what a single needle can do, this is aimed right at you.
And that really brings us to the final big picture question. When you hand off all the tedious, repetitive work, the thread changes, the trimming, all of it, to a smart machine, does that finally give you the freedom and the mental space to focus on what you actually love doing? Your designs, your creativity, and growing your craft or your business? Definitely something to think about.